For all that celebrations are magnificent, at the heart of the pageantry is a simple message: service. My father's first words on entering Westminster Abbey yesterday were a pledge of service. It was a pledge to continue to serve, because for over 50 years, in every corner of the UK, across the Commonwealth and around the world,
Sarah Ferguson leaves William furious and the palace in freefall. Just when the British royal family thought they had survived every possible scandal, every embarrassing headline, and every awkward press conference known to man, Sarah Ferguson has walked back into the room and said, "Hold my Prosecco." Because the bombshell that has just dropped involving the former Duchess of York and a string of deeply controversial connections has sent shockwaves straight through the monarchy. Prince William is reportedly furious. The senior royals are horrified. And Fergie, apparently, has once again managed to detonate a grenade inside an institution that was already running out of fire extinguishers. Welcome to Crown Influence, your front row seat to everything royal, celebrity, and spectacularly dramatic. If you are new here, subscribe right now and hit the bell, because this is exactly the kind of story we exist to cover, and trust us, you are going to want to be here for all of it. Let us set the scene. According to royal insiders who spoke to Heat World, the sheer volume of stories surfacing about Sarah Ferguson's former connections to controversial figures has left senior royals absolutely appalled. We are not talking about one bad headline or one ill-advised interview. We are talking about a pattern, a growing, increasingly uncomfortable pattern of associations that palace officials are finding harder and harder to distance themselves from. And in the world of monarchy management, patterns are significantly more dangerous than isolated incidents. Think of it like a leaky roof. One drip you can manage with a bucket and some optimism. But when the whole ceiling starts coming down, you are no longer dealing with maintenance. You are dealing with a structural crisis. Just when the British royal family thought they had survived every possible scandal, every embarrassing headline, and every awkward press conference known to man, Sarah Ferguson has walked back into the room and said, "Hold my Prosecco." Because the bombshell that has just dropped involving the former Duchess of York and a string of deeply controversial connections has sent shockwaves straight through the monarchy. Prince William is reportedly furious. The senior royals are horrified. And Fergie, apparently, has once again managed to detonate a grenade inside an institution that was already running out of fire extinguishers. Think of it like a leaky roof. One drip you can manage with a bucket and some optimism. But when the whole ceiling starts coming down, you are no longer dealing with maintenance. You are dealing with a structural crisis. Now, to truly understand why this hits so differently this time around, you have to appreciate what Sarah Ferguson actually represents within the royal ecosystem. She is not a working royal. She and Prince Andrew divorced back in 1996, and she has spent the decades since occupying that uniquely British space of being simultaneously too royal to be ignored and too complicated to be fully embraced. She turns up at royal weddings. She writes children's books. She gives interviews that make palace communications teams visibly age in real time. She attends charity galas, smiles for the cameras, and somehow always ends up back in a headline that nobody inside the palace wanted written. She is, in every sense of the word, ungovernable. And yet, her continued connection to the royal family through her daughters, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, means that whatever she does reflects, however indirectly, on the institution. Like it or not, Fergie and the Crown are permanently tethered, and the Crown is currently feeling every tug of that rope. Which brings us to William, and why the Prince of Wales is reportedly at the end of his very long, very fraying patience. Sources describe his reaction to the latest wave of Fergie headlines as furious, and that word coming from William's camp is significant. This is not a man who reaches for dramatic language casually. William has spent years navigating family dysfunction with the quiet, controlled demeanor of someone who has been trained since birth to keep his feelings off his face and his composure firmly in place. When the word furious starts circulating in connection to his name, something has genuinely broken through that armor. And what has broken through, according to insiders, is the sheer relentlessness of it. It is not this one story in isolation. It is the accumulation. It is the pattern. It is the sense that no matter how carefully William and Kate construct their public image, no matter how warmly they present their family to the world, there is always someone in the extended royal orbit ready to blow a hole straight through it. And that timing could not be more pointed. William and Kate have spent recent weeks delivering one of the most effective royal PR campaigns in recent memory. The 15th wedding anniversary portraits. Prince Louis turning 8, captured in those joyful, sun-drenched images on the Norfolk coastline. Princess Charlotte's 11th birthday, her portraits radiating quiet confidence and grace. The family spaniels, Orla and Otto, making their adorable supporting appearances. It was warm, it was wholesome, and it was working. The public responded with the kind of affection that reminds you why the monarchy still matters to millions of people. And then the Fergie headlines arrived, right on cue, like an uninvited guest at a perfectly catered dinner party, knocking over the centerpiece on the way in. The palace is also acutely aware of the broader context here. The royal family is already managing the ongoing Andrew situation, the Sussex turbulence, and the continuous public conversation about the monarchy's role in modern Britain. Every additional controversy that surfaces from within or around the extended family adds weight to a structure that is already carrying more than it would like. Senior royals are not just appalled by the specifics of what has emerged about Fergie. They are appalled by the timing, the volume, and the impossible position it puts the institution in. Distancing themselves too aggressively looks cruel. Staying silent looks complicit. There is no clean exit from this particular room. Sarah Ferguson has always been the royal family's most unpredictable variable. 30 years of attempts to manage, contain, and quietly sideline her have produced exactly 0 lasting results. She keeps surviving. She keeps resurfacing. She keeps generating headlines that make courtiers reach for the antacids. The difference now is that William is no longer a prince watching from a comfortable distance with a raised eyebrow. He is the future king. The institution is his inheritance and his responsibility. And he is done watching pieces of it get chipped away by people who should know better. Fergie may have 9 lives, but William, it seems, has started counting every single one. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.